The twins and the two sacks. Long ago, when people carried sacks on their backs, there were two brothers in the land of Zag. Their parents named them Naran, which means sun, and Saran, which means moon. In those days, all people carried sacks on their backs. Some people would be smiling and happy, some would be frowning and sad. Some sacks were big and bulky, some sacks were small and light. Some sacks were clean and white, some sacks were dirty and black. It was believed that the sacks on the backs would do whatever their masters thought about. Naran and Saran's parents were really happy. The villagers were very happy too. They were the first twins to have ever been born in the land of Zag. They used to wear the same dress. They used to go to the same school. They were in the same class. People had great difficulty telling apart Naran from Saran. On their 5th birthday, there was a big ceremony. The boys were presented two shining white sacks. These sacks now they had to carry throughout their life. The village wise men said, Naran and Saran, whatever you think or believe, the sacks will do that for you. Be careful of how you use your sacks. The boys were very happy because they had bags of their own. One day, the twins were going to the market when Naran stubbed his toe on a stone and fell flat. Saran helped him to get up. The moment Naran got up, he started cursing.
Let everyone stub his toe like me and fall flat.
Immediately, the sack on his back turned a little grey. If the stone remains here, someone will stub their toe and fall down. Saying that, Saran rolled the stone. He found a few coins. He put the coins in his pocket and rolled the stone to one side of the road. The sack on Saran's back started glowing a little. It became lighter too. Naran became jealous of Saran when he saw that Saran's bag had turned lighter and whiter.
Give me those coins. They are mine because I stubbed my toe,
demanded Naran. Saran gave the coins to his brother. Now, Saran's sack became much lighter and whiter. Naran's sack became duller and heavier. Naran threw away those coins. Saran collected the coins again. Naran did not speak with his brother. As they were walking along the road to school, there came a poor old woman. Saran saw that the woman was poor, weak, and old. He gave her the coins that he had found. The moment he gave her the coins, his sack started shining brighter than before, and it was not heavy at all. When Naran saw that his brother's sack had turned lighter and brighter and whiter, he became even more envious of his brother. The more envious he became, the heavier and darker his sack became. From that day, Naran stopped talking with his brother. Many times, Saran tried to help his brother understand, but Naran was not willing to learn. The boys grew up and became strong young men. Even though they were identical twins, people were able to tell apart Naran from Saran. Saran went on to do good, and the more he did, the lighter and brighter and whiter his sack became. Whereas Naran never did any good to anyone, but always hated his brother. So his sack became darker and heavier. Saran's face was beaming with joy, but Naran's face was always sullen. Naran decided to go far away from his village because all people praised his brother Saran. One night he packed all his belongings and left the village. He walked a long distance. It was very dark. He was tired and hungry too. He sat under a tree. He was about to eat when he heard a deep moan. He went in the direction of that sound. When he came, he saw a young boy lying tired and gasping. For the first time, Naran had pity on someone. He ran to the tree, he sat under and got the water bag and food. He cupped his hands and helped the boy drink water. He fed the boy with the food that he got for himself. Suddenly, he realized the sack on his back was lighter than before. The young boy recovered. "Help! My mother is unwell and my father has gone on business," said young boy. Naran went along with the boy. After some time, they reached a shanty hut. When Naran entered the hut, he saw a woman down with high fever. She was shivering. Immediately, Naran opened his baggage and covered her with a warm blanket. Again, he realized that the sack on his back was becoming lighter and it also started glowing a little. At dawn, Naran, the young boy, and his mother started to the village. The young boy's mother was too weak to walk. So, Naran carried her all the way to the village. By the time they reached the village, Naran was tired, but the sack on his back was much lighter than before. It was shining, but it had dark marks here and there. He took the young boy's mother to the village doctor. He gave the doctor enough money to treat her. Now, Naran was experiencing new joy. He wanted to go and see his brother. He dashed towards his house. People started calling him Saran, Saran, because now Naran's face was beaming with joy and the sack had become lighter and brighter. Naran reached his home and hugged his brother. He asked his brother to forgive him. The moment he asked for forgiveness, the marks on the sack disappeared. The sack became lighter, brighter, and whiter. The two brothers wanted to see the young boy and his mother. As they were walking, the people of the village were puzzled to see two Sarans. They both looked alike, their faces beaming with joy, their sacks white, bright, and light.